Alright guys, welcome back to T90 Titans League Season 2. Got the Gold League here with Daniel and the Blue Trunks on Hindustanis up against FreakinAndy on his Portuguese. So Hindustanis play one of the new Indians civilizations. Cheaper villager costs. Nice camaraderie units. Ghulam's a nice transition infantry unit. And Portuguese player. The civs added in HD edition. So cheaper gold cost on all units. Foragers will generate a little bit of extra wood. And nice organ down siege unit to transition to. And a faster technology train speed, which I guess doesn't sound all that helpful, but at the same time, sometimes can help you out in a pinch. Can mean you get those units you want to transition to faster out in the field just that little bit quicker to defend or get a little bit more damage off. And your eco tax will kick in slightly faster. Man, after doing commentary in the other games, I got so used to sort of having a little bit more to talk about at this stage of the game. Might even get in the habit of skipping this segment. AoE 2 commentary. I need you guys to give me a bit more love. Tuning in. So Daniel attempting to lame a boar here. Not a particularly large rush distance on this map, so it shouldn't be too difficult for him to do so. Bearing in mind he's already got another one of his own over here. Zigzagging the scout around just to keep it at that idle distance, so it's not getting any, that optimal distance, so it's not getting any attacks off, but it's not going to break ranks and idle on him. So looks like Daniel successfully lames the boar there. It's a bit of a pain in the ass for FreakinAndy. And who just said that there was nothing to commentate on early on in AoE 2 until the other games? Because I guess I could have been wrong there. It's bearing in mind in AOM you can't actually do any fighting until you basically age up. So got man-at-arms, sorry not man-at-arms, militia on the field. They're man-at-arms in age 4 straight off the bat. By age 4 I mean the game, not Imperial age. So loom here for FreakinAndy, not wanting to lose any villagers. I'm gonna go for a barracks of his own. Daniel gonna have to take the long way around, but it's gonna be tough for Andy to actually get onto these deer now as well. So Daniel gonna try and engage on the villagers here. And he didn't really have the wood to go for palisades. Now he does, but just relying on the fact that he can just take back the low health villagers. A little bit of idle time, but it's of no consequence. It's definitely infinitely preferable to actually losing the villager at this stage. So Andy's age up won't be far away. Daniel, he's also getting a few late, just slightly later. And bearing in mind he has committed into that infantry. Not a huge investment because he's only gone up to the 2 militia. And he would have had to get the barracks anyway to get other military buildings out. But man-at-arms here for Andy. Andy actually is also going to get, sorry, militia, and he's going to get man-at-arms upgrade. Well, Daniel, for now, just has the 2 militia unupgraded. There we go, got a few more. I missed these guys completely, so FreakinAndy's actually committing a hell of a lot heavier into the infantry now. Daniel quick walling himself in there. Andy this time has actually quick walled himself at that wood line. Man-at-arms. Could be a bit of a pest here for Daniel. So FreakinAndy looking pretty safe here at home because he's going to have all this walled in, safe and sound. So Daniel makes skirmishes, counter the archer and skirmishes here of FreakinAndy's. He's going to start working away at these villages. So militia for spearmen up there. FreakinAndy not going to be able to get the mining camp just yet, but he does force a repair out, and he does have an infantry advantage here, bearing in mind, so he's ranged a nice little buffer there. This militia for Daniel coming back home. Skirmisher versus militia is again a bit of a slow trade, or versus man-at-arms is a bit of a slow trade. He's trying to micro their ranged units into one another here. That militia probably walking away the victor there. Going to stop this other skirmisher from backing up FreakinAndy's army here. So Daniel going to start creeping forward, taking pot shots with his skirmishers. And he's turning here, and an archer there. What a skirm. Daniel just expanding his wall off. He's deleted some of that palisade wall. Maybe actually doing a bit of distance gathering there, but he'll add the lumber camp as soon as he finishes microing here. Now Daniel, I think, is more in terms of the range here, so it's making it tough for FreakinAndy to actually engage here. He's got a nice kill there. I was going to say, he does have this melee that are offering a nice tanking buff, but they can't actually engage in the fight. There is 7 to 7 ranged units, but bearing in mind we've got archers against skirmishers. Archers going to be a little bit more useful against the villagers though, and against melee for sure. Now FreakinAndy, will apply as much pressure as he can. And all those gold gatherers a little bit exposed, but skirmishers don't do a huge amount of burst to them. It's a big skirmisher ball there for Daniel. And so FreakinAndy is going to add the stables now. The archer armor coming in here for Daniel, and I believe he might already have his fletching upgrade, so a bit more range and a bit more damage here. The man-at-arms getting finished up there. And it looks like Andy, now the tables have turned and he's having a retreat because he's got basically just archer versus skirmisher for the moment, but bearing in mind there is a stables here for FreakinAndy, so Daniel gonna need to be a bit cautious here because there will be some scout cav and these guys just blow ranged units up. And the skirmishers can't just point blank attack against the scout cabs just like archers can. So now it's a tough fight here for Daniel, and he's going to have to try and take out as many archers with the skirms he's got left as he can. Or Andy's going to have to try. Careful of that spearman. Finish off the ranged ball here if he can. Daniel having to get a watchtower there to protect his gold mine, but it is going to mean that FreakinAndy will be very careful about pushing too far in here. A market at the back there for Daniel. So 2 rangers as well. Obviously FreakinAndy. Third production facility being that stables. Daniel actually up by a couple of villages here. I wonder if it's just because FreakinAndy's let himself get housed while taking these fights. But I don't think Daniel actually got 3 villager kills out of him early on there. Daniel's actually had his villagers be under quite a bit of threat over the course of the early game here, but he's done well to keep them all alive. I do think FreakinAndy's just had a slight... Here we go, he's getting castle. So is Daniel. Daniel's actually slightly ahead, even still in terms of the bill count. So for now, players going to need to try and get castle age transitions, either get to crossbowmen and the elite skirmishers, or get to some knights. Maybe start adding some siege here if they really want to deal the damage into one another. The villagers not quite being sniped there by the archers. Daniel picking off scout cave there. And then you're going to get some more archers, just have them garrison straight in the production facility for now. He doesn't want them getting blown up as they join the field. So, villager getting picked off there by Daniel. Let's start trying to focus down Palisade, just give himself access to his opponent's base here. FreakinAndy now already has crossbow himself. Let's start trying to return fire. Loses another villager in the process, but we've got skirms and crossbows building up here in these ranges, so they can pop out very soon. It's saying that there's no gold income here for FreakinAndy, so he's going to need to get enough skirms to try and break out of this as quick as he can. Daniel in the meanwhile is continuing to add more crossbows here. Andy, you can try and get on that gold mine possibly, getting a university already. So he's desperately trying to get to Imperial perhaps. Big archer war here, and farms being picked off because it will eventually cost Andy a bit of wood, and GG. He taps out from there. He's not quite able to get onto that gold mine, and I think maybe transitioning to the university to try and get university techs. It's possibly a mistake if he just needs to try and get the units to defend here to begin with, but Daniel going to have access to that workshop as well, so Andy would have had to get stables units pretty much straight out of the gates as soon as he repelled the range ball there.